Hello, we are back to the second lesson in Unit 8, Creating Effective Organizational Designs. My name is Dr. Moses Aqua. In this unit, we will be discussing the implications of a firm's international operations for organizational structure and why there is no one best way to design strategic reward and evaluation systems and the important contingent roles of business and corporate level strategies. International operations and its implications for organizational structure. Three major contingencies influence structure adopted by firms with international operations. They are the type of strategy that is driving the firm's foreign operations, the product diversity of the firm, and the extent to which the firm is dependent on foreign sales. The organizational structures that are used to manage international operations are the international division structure, the geographic area division structure, the worldwide functional structure, the worldwide product division structure, and the worldwide matrix structure. The international division structure is a structure where international operations are usually separated and put in a complete division that is autonomous from what domestic operations are kept. And so we have a separate autonomous division for international operations and a separate division for domestic operations. The geographic area structure is a structure where operations in geographic regions are grouped internally. In other words, operations in various geographic areas of the world, maybe the Asia-Pacific region, or the Europe-Africa region, or the Latin America region, are grouped separately from one another. The worldwide functional structure is very similar to the functional structure. The only thing is that it is worldwide instead of being within the functional area in the organization. The worldwide product division is also very similar to the product divisional structure, where the divisions are arranged in terms of the products, in terms of the projects, and also in terms of the activities that they undertake. And the worldwide matrix structure is also the same. There is usually one line of authority for geographic areas, another line of authority for the product divisions, and maybe another line of authority for the functional division. You will remember that in chapter 7 of your textbook, which is also unit 6, you discussed the different type of strategies that firms pursue when they go into the international market. One of those is what we call the multi-domestic strategy. And usually multi-domestic strategies are driven by political and cultural imperative to respond to local conditions in various geographic markets. There is also a high level of autonomy for local managers to be able to make sure that the products that they are offering is needed in their local environment. The structures that are consistent, or the organizational structures that are consistent with this strategy, are the international division. And then when these firms, are growing in size, then they can think about moving into a geographic area division. And then finally to the worldwide matrix division, as there are more product and market diversity in their operations. The other strategy that you also studied in chapter 7 is what we call the global strategy. And global strategies are driven by economic pressures to manage operations for efficiency. Note that while global strategies are driven by economic pressures, multi-domestic are driven usually by culture and politics to meet the local market demand. Now, with the global strategies tool, managers view the marketplace as homogeneous, and therefore they feel that there is no real division between cultures, even as they make products for those markets. The organizational structures that are consistent with this strategy are the worldwide functional strategy, because of the fact that the marketplace is viewed as homogeneous. There is also the worldwide product strategy, product structure, when there are low levels of product diversity. And also, as the level of product diversity increases, the worldwide holding company structure also becomes something that can be used easily. What is also becoming very popular nowadays is what we call the global startup. And the global startup is a business organization that from the beginning seeks to derive significant competitive advantage from the use of resources and the sale of products in multiple countries. What happens is that some businesses can be established in foreign countries and use labor and financial resources from different parts of the world. The global startups are very, are advantageous under some certain conditions, especially when the HR required are globally dispersed. In other words, the type of employees that are required by the organization do not easily reside in one particular country or location, but are all dispersed around the globe. When it is very easy to get financing from foreign companies and foreign financial institutions, when the target customers are in many specialized industries around the world, and also when the global market needed to sell the products and recoup the high upfront development costs are all around the world. There are implications for business level strategies when companies go into the international market and think about the type of structure that they want to pursue. So, for example, and as you learn in chapter 6, there are different types of business level strategies: the overall cost leadership and the differentiation strategy. And of course, you know that with the overall cost leadership strategy, the purpose is efficiency, to minimize costs. Usually, the products are standardized, and so there is the need for interdependence is very low. And because of that, if you want to evaluate managers, you have to use functional measures or performance measures to evaluate them. But when a company is pursuing the differentiation type of strategy, then you recognize that the type of labor that is needed, or people needed, are with people with very specific skills. Also, the purpose is to also make products that are unique, and therefore you need a high level of research and development, maybe marketing. And in order to do that, you need to be able to encourage collaboration and cooperation among employees. And the best reward, the type of reward system to use, has to be behavioral rather than functional, in the sense that you want people to cooperate. When we move to the corporate level, we talked about related diversification and unrelated diversification. And related diversification also requires a lot of coordination, a lot of cooperation, and therefore behavioral type of evaluation system is required, as opposed to unrelated diversification, which definitely is also there mostly for efficiency purposes and has low need for interdependence, and therefore financial measures can be used easily to evaluate managers. And these have implications for the type of functional structures that you put in place. Thank you.